I'm going to compare the movie Monster House, which is this live action film that came out back in like 2006, to the movie Surf's Up, which is from Sony Pictures Animation, the Mitchells vs. the Machines, and Spider-Verse Studio. Now, I've seen both of these movies. However, the difference is that I've seen Monster House multiple times. I saw it for the first time a while ago, years and years back. I don't even remember exactly when it is I watched that movie for the first time. As long as I can remember, I have seen it. Whereas with Surf's Up, this is a movie I watched for the first time recently, pretty sure within the past 2 years. Only seen it one time as of right now. Now, I really like Surf's Up. I think the idea here is pretty creative, where you have these animals that are doing a surf competition. Meanwhile, you have these humans that are interviewing the animals, especially these penguins. We learn early on in Surf's Up, there's this one penguin that was known as just an amazing surfer, a legendary surfer, but then he apparently died as a result of an accident. But then later on in the movie, we learn that, oh, this penguin actually is not dead. He is just in hiding. He's out there in the wilderness. The other animals don't know he's actually still around. And then he actually ends up giving our main penguin, Cody, advice, helping him to do really well in the surf competition. Cody doesn't ultimately end up winning the surf competition in the movie, but he shows that he has honor and integrity with the way he goes about it. The movie Monster House is about this neighborhood where you have this one house that everybody thinks is really creepy. There's this guy there named Mr. Nebuchadnezzar, not Nebuchadnezzar, trying to remember the name, but you have this guy who's living in the creepy house. Neville Cracker, that's the name of him. Yeah, Mr. Neville Cracker, who everybody just assumes is a grumpy old man. He's always like, stay off of my lawn, stay away from my house. This one house is also noticeably darker than all the other ones in the neighborhood. Our main kid named DJ is suspicious. He thinks there's something else going on with that house. He has a best friend named Chowder. Right away in the movie, we learn that DJ's parents are going away, so there's a babysitter that comes around to take care of DJ. But we learn pretty quickly she's not some nice, sweet lady. No, she's actually into rock. She dresses in this goth way. Also, there's this girl named Jenny who delivers Girl Scout cookies. She actually ends up entering the neighborhood and then ends up being friends with DJ and Chowder. The three of them together will learn what's really going on with the house, and actually it's being possessed by the soul of this woman who Neville Cracker was in love with. She was this big lady, and thus she was known as a giantess. Neville Cracker rescued her, but then because of an accident that results from these kids who are just egging the place, egging her specifically, she's really mad about that, and thus ends up falling to her death. But then her soul possesses the house, and so thus it's a monster house. By the end of the movie, DJ, Chowder, Jenny succeed in destroying the physical house, and thus her spirit ends up peacefully leaving. We're left to assume that Neville Cracker is going to be a lot happier than he was previously. We learned that he knew he had to scare other people away because he didn't want them to get eaten by the house. So he actually was trying to protect all these people while they just assumed he was a grumpy old man that doesn't want anyone standing on his lawn. Now, between these two movies, I would easily say that I prefer Monster House. Of course, part of that is because, well, I've seen the movie more than once, and I've right now only watched Surf's Up one time. But beyond that, I think The idea of Monster House is pretty interesting. I like this premise. I like the acting here. I like the story being told. I like the way it ends with this big third act involving these kids going up against a monster house. So I just have more to say about the movie Monster House. I think it's more interesting, more memorable, and thus I easily prefer it over Surf's Up, though I really do enjoy Surf's Up as well. I think it's not the best movie from Sony Pictures Animation, but one of their better movies, however. They'll wrap things up for this video.